Welcome along, we're live at the KCOM Forty20 live at the KCOM Stadium after the Huddersfield Giants, John Davidson, have given themselves a massive chance at Super League survival. They've won 22 points to 12. Fair play to them, it has to be said.
Yeah, it deserves a win. I think it is a huge. You can't underestimate how big the result is for them. With, what was it, 3 games left now, 2, and they moved it to 20 points behind 2 points at half time, and they showed the grit to get the win, and fully deserved it. I think just the defensive intensity, they just couldn't let Hull score in that second half. Brilliant.
Defended the line really, really well. We heard from Lee Radford in the presser, not happy at all with the way that his side attacked. Jake Connor at number 6, I've got to be honest, John, for me, at the minute, it's not working.
No, it's not. His form's been poor, and he wasn't very good tonight. I don't know whether all the speculation about his future or what it is, but yeah, he hasn't really been performing for quite some time, actually. I'm not sure what the situation with Melvin Kelly, when he will be back, but you would think that he's getting back quickly.
On the other side of it, let's talk about Huddersfield and the positives for them. Simon Wolford maybe coming for some criticism over his choice of half-backs. Tonight he went with Frawley, he went with Gaskell. Gaskell doing what he does, created a couple of tries. Frawley, probably his best game, I'd say.
Well, it was his try, wasn't it, that sealed the win right at the end off Gaskell grubber. He really stood up. Gaskell kicked well, and just a good team performance from Huddersfield. I mean, they started terribly. I mean, Aaron Murphy bombed a certain try, and Jermaine McGovern, but then he scored a brilliant try, in the air, sort of ripping the ball off a couple of players. So, I think the collective intensity from Huddersfield. I spoke to Michael Lawrence last week, and he said it was 3 grand finals ahead of them, and they've won one, and they've got St Helens and Catalan to go. Might not need another win, but maybe one more of those 2. But remains to be seen. It just sort of throws the pressure back now on Hull KR tomorrow, and Leeds and London and Wakefield on Sunday.
It does indeed, doesn't it? The twists and the turns. I mean, it's great for us, but it must be awful. I spoke to Simon Wolford. I mean, he said it's been a really tough 2 weeks. He almost watched the game last week, but you can't help but feel they've come up with a game plan tonight. They had to keep it tight here, and that's what they've done. And you mentioned the defence. What has he put 3 young kids on the bench, and they've come in and they've done a great job.
They have, yeah. I think that's the key thing. It's all about results at this point. Performance is immaterial, and you've just got to grind out these wins, no matter how you can. Whether it just be defence getting, running bodies, or it's effort after effort, and they really showed that today. They wanted it more than Hull, and it is a really bad loss for Hull, considering they could have gone second. And then they're sitting at 5th now. Obviously, Castleford didn't win, so that's a plus for them, but they're not looking very good. You want to be in your best form now, like a Salford or a Wigan, and they're not looking good at all.
Some big ties coming up at both ends of the table. From a Huddersfield point of view, they've got Saints next week,
and
then Catalans at home. Yeah. We don't know what to expect from Catalans. They may need one more win, but what a shot in the arm this is for them.
Yeah, it eases a lot of pressure, and the pressure's been building on them for quite some time. Obviously, they haven't had their full choice squad for a lot of the time, so they have been relying on younger players, but they've really stood up. St Helens, the next game, you would think, prediction hat on, you'd think St Helens win that, but Catalans at home, considering how Catalans have travelled, that could be a good win for them. So I think it comes down to London, really. If London win on Sunday, because of the points difference, they need 2 wins at least out of the last 3. That just sort of can of worms goes to a new level. So I think it's the most exciting end to a season in terms of both ends of the table for I don't know when.
Yeah, it's come on nicely, hasn't it? What's your feeling in Hull KR? They're not going to have a great night's sleep in France tonight, are they? They've got Catalans and London. They'll say it's in their own hands, John, but they need to dig out a win.
They do. I think a massive game in Catalans. I mean, the Dragons are struggling. I think you put out a good video of Bernard Gouache in the dressing rooms, which is never a good look when you see a chairman going or an owner going.
Just give me 1 second. I think we're buzzing. So I'm going to set that out. We should be out here, as everyone's gone now. Yeah, Bernard Gouache in the dressing room, not happy at all. You know what? I'm surprised Steve McNamara's still in charge. I thought he'd gone back.
Yeah, I read something a while back that just that club, just culturally, this happens again and again, and you look at their recruitment, they just seem to make the same mistakes. So there's something systemic, I should say, at the club. I feel a little bit for Steve McNamara because I think he's trying hard, but it's all falling apart, isn't it? And the fact you're going to miss, barring a miracle, I can't see them winning their last 3 games and other results on the way. They're going to miss the semis, which is a really bad result for them. And I wouldn't surprise either to see McNamara gone at the end of the year.
Do you think they will beat Hull out, or do you think there will be a reaction?
I think there will be reaction. It's a vital game for them as well. I'm tipping Hull, but it is a roll of the dice. I mean, you look at that London game from 2 weeks ago. They had all the ball, all the possession, and then just every time they fumbled it with the line open, it just seemed like the gods were on London's side. So yeah, they could turn up and put 40 on Hull. That Hull are a yo-yo team, but I've got the sneaking suspicion that Hull have the quality to stay up, but they need to prove that.
They do indeed. On Sunday, I'll be down at Trailfinders watching London against Leeds. It's live on TalkSport 2. You get full match commentary there. It's a huge game. Look, Leeds, we thought 2 weeks ago, safe, home and hose, and probably, given what's beneath them, they probably are mathematically somehow safe. But they would want another win. For London, it's back in their hands again, Joe. They win this weekend, it's all on again.
Yeah, I don't think they're safe yet. I think they need to win on Sunday, or at least one of those remaining 3 games, and you just see what a couple of losses does to the confidence of teams at this point. And Richard Agar, I think he wants that job. They're not right. I can't see if he loses the next 3. I can't see them giving him a job.
It's going to be a hard time. Do you think he'll get it?
I think if the decision was made today, he would. But I think if they continue the way they're going, because you look at the record. Though they have had some good performances, the record is not that much better from when David Furner was in charge. And if the 2020 season was starting now, where would Leeds finish? Probably in a similar position. I don't think they're going to be, a top 4 team, put it that way. Yeah. There could be new players to come. Maybe Luke Gale remains.
What do you make of that? Well, I mean, our sources, if I can use, our sources suggest it's done.
Yeah. I mean, that's the funny thing, that the denial or the non-denial on Thursday night, and I think within an hour or two I had a few messages from a few different people suggesting that it had been done quite a while ago. Obviously there had been rumours for quite a while, but yeah, it is an odd one. If it is done, why haven't they?
I guess maybe Cass would need to get someone in.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting who they get to fill his boots. We will see. Plenty of people getting in touch. David's up in Cumbria. I think he said Monday Night Pundits in crisis. Well, we all went for Hull, I think, this week.
Yeah, definitely went for Hull.
There can be no criticism there. We got that one wrong. And fair play, the best team, in my opinion, won tonight. I'm quite pleased because I tipped Salford this week. So
I'm tipped Salford as well.
The Salford massive won't be on my case.
I've tipped Salford every, for the next 50 years, considering how much abuse I get from them.
So just going back to Cass, they've lost 4-0 tonight, and apparently the legend's been on. He told me they had enough ball to win 5 games, let alone 1. They haven't done enough.
Yeah.
If they lose Luke Gale, they're going to have to come up with a decent signing to replace him, aren't they?
They've not really looked like the Cass of a few years ago, pretty much all season. Obviously, they have had injuries, but they just haven't. They don't look that slick machine that they once was. I don't think whether they make the semis. I think the same with Hull. I don't think either team can go to Old Trafford and win this year. I think it's a 4-way battle with St Helens, Warrington, Wigan, and Salford. Really, I think you've got to be in form. Obviously, Warrington are not, you would say, 6 loss in Super League, but they have shown last weekend they can win a big game, and they have the players to do that. And Wigan are, travelling on really well, considering how terrible they were at the start of the season. So, yeah, Castleford is an interesting one. I think they, where do they go for a halfback? I mean, I think it's shown that Jake Truman needs an established half alongside of him.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, and I think Jamie Ellis is he going? I think he is going.
Well, he played tonight, apparently. I mean, he's been out a long time.
Has,
we haven't seen the game, it's hard, but I've seen a lot of social media criticism of him, but, that's the way of the modern world, isn't it? Big risk to take Gale after the amount of injuries he's had over the last few years, says Simon. Yeah, he's probably right,
true.
But it might be a risk that if he comes back fully fit, he might be all right.
And he was a man of steel winner 2 years ago. I mean, how many English halfbacks are there of his pedigree around available?
Yeah.
They don't grow on trees.
No, they don't. Interesting one. That I think maybe if they don't beat Hull next week, I think that announcement is imminent. But we'll see. We might be wrong. We have been wrong before, but
it's possible.
We've been right more often. What about then? So, go on, and you've tipped Salford. I mean, someone just messaged in. It'd be a greatest achievement for them to get to the final.
Oh.
You won't back against it at the minute.
Well, they're in form. That's the thing. You keep winning games, your confidence builds, you get that sort of invincible feeling. And you look at the player, they've got the man of steel.
Yeah.
The guy who's going to win the man of steel, barring, I guess an injury or someone plays out of their skin the last 3 weeks. I think Jackson Hastings is a lock for that award.
And if they can get in the top 3, of course, you get an extra
Yeah.
bite of the cherry. They're guaranteed to go into the later part of the playoffs.
You look at that spine. I mean, the amazing thing for me is how they've stayed playing well, or even gone on new gear with Robert Louis leaving. Lola here seems a better fit there.
Yeah.
He's playing well. Noel Evans, fantastic try scorer. Joey Lussick, very underrated, I think. And they've got a forward pack in the middle who it's just pure effort. Ian Watson is a great coach, and there's good things there. So I think it'd be great. We've seen new teams emerge like Huddersfield in the grand final a couple of years. I think it would be great to get a new sort of contender in there, apart from the same names.
It would. Give us your 2 grand finalists at the minute.
That's a really tough one. I've got a sneaking suspicion Wigan. The other one I can't really put down. I mean, I really like what Warrington did on the week, so I could see a Warrington or I could see a Saints. But Salford, they're loving that underdog tag, and I think I've tipped them earlier this year. I think when they played Leeds round 5, they'd won their first 4 or 5, and they got flogged. So they seem to revel in that underdog thing. With their favourites, they might struggle. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to the end of the season. I think it's the best end of the season we've had for
Who's
for
going
years.
down then?
Well, before tonight's game, I was
By
thinking between
Monday, this could
Huddersfield.
look incredibly
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah.
But who are you going for?
I still, even though I'm probably going to be proved, I still think London, just because they need to win 2 with the points difference. But I can see it coming down to the last day. I mean, Hull KR are in danger. I mean, Huddersfield have taken a massive step towards it, but they're not safe. And Simon Wolford was stressing that. Yeah. So, it's just it's great though.
The problem with everyone around them playing is that everyone around them could get another win.
Exactly,
Which means they're right back in it again.
I mean, it's not like the fixture list's been engineered this way, but it's actually some great fixtures.